Hi there, and welcome to this masterclass, How to Confidently Create a New Career. I want to get started with a quote. The minute you begin to do what you really want to do, it's a different kind of life. This was said by Buckminster Fuller, and I think it's such a great quote, and it really represents the essence of this masterclass. So now, to get the most out of this training, I recommend you go somewhere quiet and you switch off your phone and you really give yourself this time to discover some new strategies on how you can create a new career, one that is engaging and also a perfect fit with your life. And stick around, as I have a great bonus if you stay with me until the end. So now, first tell me, are you waking up every day feeling excited and engaged? Knowing that your career is a perfect fit with your life? And if not, what is stopping you? Hi, I'm Hannah Gerling, and in this masterclass, I'm going to share with you exactly how myself and many women just like you created new engaging careers. And I will show you how you can do the same. I'm also going to share some strategies on how you can overcome the limiting mindset that will so easily stop us from creating a new career, a career that is right for us. So if you have decided that your current or previous career just isn't a fit anymore and it's time to do something different, or maybe you've been thinking about changing career for a while but you struggle to know where to start, or simply you're dreaming of having a career that truly engages you, a job that's more than just a paycheck. And if any of this sounds like you, then you're going to love what I'm about to share. Because the reality is that there is something stopping you. Maybe you're thinking that it's too late to change career now and that you don't have time to retrain and start from scratch. Or simply that finding a job that is engaging and also fits your life, it's just not possible to find. Or that you have invested so much in your degree and current career that you just can't change. And that last one, that completely used to be me. So after spending years on my degree and investing in my corporate career, I thought that was what I was supposed to do. But then one day my partner was offered a promotion which included a move to a new country. And as I quite like change and I'm always up for an adventure, I have to say I was quite excited. But it didn't take too long before I started to feel lost. I was in this new place, not really knowing anyone, and my job that had always been quite a big part of my life now just wasn't a fit anymore. So what should I do? It turns out it was time to reinvent what I do. And so I did. It's now nearly 9 years ago since I made the switch from being a chemical engineer to becoming a coach. And I have to say, it's the best thing I could ever have done. Then fast forward a few years and I was a mother of 3. And all of you mothers out there, I'm sure can relate to this. My life required a different setup. So to make sure I could have both a life and a career that was a perfect match, I had to again look at what I was doing. This time though, as I had found my passion in coaching, my reinvention was less drastic. So I decided to leave my job as a consultant and start up my own business. Knowing it would be hard work, but it would allow me the flexibility that I so much needed. And that was the birth of Taxi. Then a few years on and we made another move. And there I was, the business that I had set up just wasn't a fit anymore. Or it simply wasn't there because I had these physical clients and we moved location. So it turned out it was time to again redesign what I was doing. And now it was time for my business to become more accessible and more agile by going virtual. So this allowed me to keep doing what I love and also in a way that was a perfect fit with my life. So that was a little bit about my story, how I have redesigned my career several times to be a perfect fit with my life, and also one that truly engages me. And redesigning her career is also what Hannah Purney did. So she went from being a sports marketing manager to having her own business. This is a business helping expats transition to their new country after moving, and also to make an impact while they're abroad. And making an impact is something Hannah is truly passionate about. And it also fits perfectly with her life, giving her the flexibility that she needs with 3 young kids. And Gretchen Wilson Prangley, another client of mine, she was a journalist but really wanted to make a difference for children in Africa. So she has founded and now runs Play Africa, a not-for-profit organization taking play-based learning to children across Africa. So imagine that feeling, doing something that engages and energizes you, and that is also a perfect fit with your life. And yes, that can be you. So where do we start? Let's begin with the mindsets that will stop you from creating that new career of yours. But first, I'd like to mention though that limiting mindsets, they are very common in all areas of life, and the trick is to spot them. So when you are aware of the thoughts that are stopping you from creating the life that you want, then you can reframe and get your mind to work with you instead of against you. So now let's talk about 3 limiting mindsets that will stop you from creating a new career. And the first one is, I have invested so much time and effort in my degree and current career that is what I should do. This is a common one, though if you actually look at the statistics, most university graduates don't work with anything in relation to their degree. And also if you look at happiness and fulfillment at work, the people that actively decide or change their career score much higher here than people that just stay. So remember, here you need to reframe to your degree can be anything you decide. Then, if we move on to the next limiting mindset, that is believing that work is work and it's not meant to be fun. It's what pays the bills. Yes, of course, your work should pay the bills, but enjoyment should be the guide to finding the right work for you. So knowing what engages you should be the starting point for your next career. Then, moving on to the third mindset that will stop you from creating your new career, and that is, it's now too late to change and I don't have time to retrain and start from scratch. To this I can tell you, it's never too late to create a life and career that you love. And I also think it's worth pointing out that you're never starting from scratch. Throughout your life you have built up a wealth of knowledge and experience, no matter what you've been doing. And so that is something that you can always tap into. And just to give you an example here, if you, let's say, have been a stay-at-home mom for the past few years, think about the experience you have gained. Everything from time management and planning to problem solving, crisis management, not to mention negotiation skills and financial management. All really valuable skills that you will take with you to your next career. And my last point on this will be that you may as well start now, as today is the first day of the rest of your life, and you might as well make the most of it, right? So that's how to reframe to make your mind work for you instead of against you. And now let's move on to the proven system that will help you create a new engaging career that fits perfectly with your life. And number 1 is know your why. You need to be ultra clear on why you are thinking about changing career. Is it that you want more money? Is it that the work environment really bad? Or has your life changed and your current job is no longer a fit? Whatever it is, you need to be clear on this. Otherwise, you may end up spending all your time and effort finding a new job and still end up exactly where you started. Here you also want to take the time to figure out what truly engages you and energizes you. as this should really be the guide to finding the right career for you, not something that you find on the job. And you can do this by simply monitor when you feel engaged and energized. Take note of what activities you are doing. Also take note of when you're feeling bored and restless and what you are doing then. So by having a good understanding of this, you can then create a career that's based on the right activities and therefore will leave you feeling happy and fulfilled at the end of the day instead of drained and deflated. And as part of this, and this part can be extremely powerful, especially if you're on a career break after, say, having kids or you moved country and you feel that some part of your identity is missing. Through this exercise, you get to discover your joys and connect with yourself. As here, I think it's important to point out there's no need to reinvent you, only what you do. Okay, so let's move on to step number 2. Find your compass. So now when you know why you need a new career and what is engaging and energizing you, then it's time to figure out your direction. Where you're going. This is an important step to create a career that's engaging, but also that fits with your life. And here you need to do 2 things. Firstly, you need to know your big picture. So this is your vision for your life. Look forward to the future. And what does your perfect life look like? Let's say in 5-10 years from now. What do you do and where do you live? And who is there with you? Dream big and make it clear. And then this will be what you're working towards. So when you know your big picture, it will help ground you in terms of uncertainty, and it will also help you make the right decisions. The decisions that will take you to where you want to go. So it's extremely powerful. So make sure you define your big picture, okay? And then when you have your big picture, you also need to align your outlook on work and life. So your outlook on life is basically how you view the world. And to help you define your outlook on life, you may want to ask yourself, what makes it a good life? What makes it meaningful? What is good and what is bad? And then you do the same for your outlook on work. Ask yourself, what is work for? What defines good work? And what has money got to do with it? And what has experience and growth got to do with it? This may all sound a bit philosophical, but it's really important that you know these 2. And when you have them clear, you need to try to align them. So if they're clashing, you're always going to struggle to live a meaningful life. So instead, you want to create a career where your work and life outlooks are aligned. So please don't ignore this. And then when you have your big picture and your outlook on life and work, then you have your direction and you're set to go. So then we move to step number 3, which is create alternatives. And to be able to find your best career and really to make the best decision in regards to your career, you do need to have options. And I'm talking real options here. So marketing consultant and management consultant are not two options. They are 2 versions of the same alternative. So when you ideate, first start looking at areas that you would like to work in. Maybe areas that you dreamt about, that you wanted to be within. So write all of these ideas down and try to do it quickly, as you don't want to allow your brain to start censoring potentially great ideas. And this is what happens. When you do it slowly, you allow your logical part of the brain to kick in, and that's when you're going to give yourself a lot of reasons for why this is not a good idea. So make sure you don't allow that to happen. Do it quickly and write all the ideas down. And then it's time to create some job roles. And here you should really make sure you found your alternatives on on what engages you and energizes you, as this will be really the best way to create a job that is right for you. And again, when you ideate here, do it quickly and allow crazy ideas as well, as it might well be that a really brilliant idea comes off that. And you really don't want to stop your jackpot from emerging by cutting it off too soon. So then you look at your areas and your job roles, and you try to create 3 different career alternatives. And please note here that all these 3 alternatives need to really excite you. If they don't, then go back to the drawing board. So now let's move on to step number 4, which is about testing it out. So now you have 3 or at least 2 possible career alternatives. To make sure you don't invest too much time and effort in building a new career that may or may not be a right fit, make sure you test it out first. This will allow you to figure out if it is what you imagined, if it is something you can see yourself doing for months or even years on end. And if you find out it isn't, you will have invested very little, at the same time as you will be a big step closer to finding the right career for you. So basically, the testing allows you to fail fast, and it allows you to fail forward. And if you do hit the jackpot straight away, and the testing proves that this alternative is something that you really love, then you can make sure that you embark on this new journey with great confidence, which is also amazing. And what do I mean by testing? By simply getting somebody's story, someone that is doing the job that you would like to do. How did they make it there? What is the great stuff about this job? And also, what are the really hard days looking like? And this way you can get a good feel for what's really going on. And if you want to take it one step further, you go through a real experience. Maybe you can shadow someone for a day, or set up a small project in this area. Do that and you will have a good idea what the career is really going to be about. And then, lastly, step number 5, make it happen. This may sound really simple, but you wouldn't believe how many that actually fails this step and get stuck doing what they've always been doing. And what you need to do here is to make sure that you set your goals around creating your new career and that you hold yourself accountable. And here, when you define your goals, you need to make sure they're specific. And also you need to make sure they're a priority. And a good way to make your mind help you with this is to think about what this new career would be like. What does it feel like inside, waking up in the morning, knowing that you go to work feeling engaged, and actually leaving work feeling really happy and fulfilled? Connect with this picture, and then your mind will help you making it a priority to really happen. And this is the power of our minds. And like I said before, you want to make your mind work with you instead of against you. And then we have the element of accountability. And holding yourself accountable is a key step in getting you where you want to be and really to achieve what you want to do. And there are lots of different ways that you can do the accountability. And one quite simple way is to simply declare your goals. So you can declare it to a partner or family, or go big and do it on social media. By adding this little bit of external pressure, you really have a much better chance to actually achieving your goals and what you want. So make sure you do this. Then, of course, you have to do the elements of networking and updating your profiles to make it happen. But the real focus should be on setting your goals around creating your new career and holding yourself accountable. So, what do you think? I'm not sure exactly why you're here, but if I guess, you're probably tired of how your job drains you of energy or leaves you feeling deflated. Or that you want to have a job that's engaging and a perfect fit with your life. And deep down that you know that you can have a career that engages you, that still pays the bills and leave you feeling happy and fulfilled. And if that's you, then it's time you step up, take charge, go out there and create the career and life that you love. Because now it's your time. And remember, none of what I have shared with you today is unproved theory. I have used every single of these strategies for myself and many women just like you to create careers that are truly engaging and also fits with our lives. And I'm not extra special, and I don't have access to exclusive stuff. I simply have a process that works. And if I can do this, then you can too. So if you now feel ready to create a new career, a career that is right for you, then let me tell you about the bonus I mentioned in the beginning. And it's a great one. Today I'm going to offer you some free coaching. It's completely free, and what's going to happen in this session is first, you will identify exactly where you are and what change you would like to make. And then secondly, we look at what is stopping you from having the career and life you really want. And then thirdly, we'll set a clear path that will really help you create your new career, and that to be an engaging one that also fits your life. And we'll uncover the best action steps that you can take to make it happen. At the end of this session, one or two things will happen. Either will be a good fit, and I'll invite you to join our Career Design Lab. Or if not, that's totally okay too, and there are no obligations or anything. Either way, you will receive a very valuable coaching session, and it will likely be the most valuable 30 minutes you invest in yourself this year. So go ahead, book your free session, and you will be on your way to start building a new career, one that is truly engaging and that fits perfectly with your life. So have a great day, and bye for now.